Good evening, everyone. We'll give people some time to realize that we are live. I hope you all had a great Wednesday. I know I sure did, and I hope all of you did too. Hello, Paula. I am sure looking forward to this thriller. Hello, Anna. Good evening. Yes. Okay, we'll give the others a couple more minutes to realize that we are live, and we will get started. Tonight's book is The Housemaid by Frieda Mcfadden. From behind closed doors, she sees everything. Oh, it sounds so good. Just the snippets that I read in our book club. That says a lot. Those snippets were really good. All right, let's do our nightly prayer before we get started. Today's prayer. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. Good. Trust in the Lord. Oh, knocked my lamp over. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. How awesome is that, you guys? That is a good prayer. I love that. I love that prayer. Let me set my lamp back up so she can see to read. Can't have her not being able to read. We'll get her lamp back up here. There we go. There we go. Gotta have your lamp to read. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. All right. Let's get started. I gotta get comfy here, and we will get started. Yes, that's very good to hear, Paula. The Housemaid by Frieda Mcfadden. Tell me about yourself, Millie. Nina Winchester leans forward on her caramel-colored leather sofa, her legs crossed to reveal just the slightest hint of her knees peeking out from under her silky white skirt. I don't know much about labels, but it's obvious everything Nina Winchester is wearing is painfully expensive. Her cream blouse makes me long to reach out to feel the material, even though a move like that would mean I'd have no chance of getting hired. To be fair, I have no chance of getting hired anyway. Well, I began, choosing my words carefully. Even after all the rejections, I still try. I grew up in Brooklyn. I've had a lot of jobs doing housework for people, as you can see from my resume, my carefully doctored resume. And I love children. And also, I glanced around the room looking for a doggy chew toy or cat litter box. I love pets as well. The online ad for the housekeeper job didn't mention pets, but better to be safe. Who doesn't appreciate an animal lover? Brooklyn, Mrs. Winchester beams at me. I grew up in Brooklyn, too. We're practically neighbors. We are, I confirmed, even though nothing could be further from the truth. There are plenty of coveted neighborhoods in Brooklyn where you'll fork over an arm and a leg for a tiny townhouse. That's not where I grew up. Nina Winchester and I couldn't be more different. But if she'd like to believe we're neighbors, then I'm only too happy to go along with it. Mrs. Winchester tucks a strand of shiny golden blonde hair behind her ear. Her hair is chin length, cut into a fashionable bob that de-emphasizes her double chin. She's in her late 30s, and with a different hairstyle and different clothing, she would be very ordinary looking. But she has used her considerable wealth to make the most of what she's got. I can't say I don't respect that. I've gone the exact opposite direction with my appearance. I may be over 10 years younger than the woman sitting across from me, but I don't want her to feel at all threatened by me. So for my interview, I selected a long, chunky wool skirt that I bought at the thrift store and a polyester white blouse with puffy sleeves. My dirty blonde hair is pulled back into a severe bun behind my head. I even purchased a pair of oversized and unnecessary turtle shell glasses that sit perched on my nose. I look professional and utterly unattractive. So, the job, she says. It will be mostly cleaning and some light cooking, if you're up for it. Are you a good cook, Millie? Yes, I am. My ease in the kitchen is the only thing on my resume that isn't a lie. I'm an excellent cook. Her pale blue eyes lit up. That's wonderful. Honestly, we almost never have a good home-cooked meal. Who has the time? I bite back any kind of judgmental response. Nina Winchester doesn't work. She only has one child who's in school all day. And she's hiring somebody to do all the cleaning for her. I even saw a man in her enormous front yard doing her gardening for her. How is it possible that she doesn't have time to cook a meal for her small family? I shouldn't judge her. I don't know anything about what her life is like. Just because she's rich, it doesn't mean she's spoiled. But if I had to bet $100 either way, I bet Nina Winchester is spoiled rotten. And we'll need an occasional help with Cecilia as well, Mrs. Winchester says. Perhaps taking her to her afternoon lessons or play dates. You have a cat, don't you? I almost laugh at her question. Yes, I do have a... Oh, I'm sorry, a car. You do have a car, don't you? I almost laughed at her question. Yes, I do have a car. It's all I have right now. My 10-year-old Nissan is stinking up the street in front of her house, and it's where I am currently living. Everything I own is in the trunk of that car. I have spent the last month sleeping in the back seat. After a month of living in your car, you realize the importance of some of the little things in life. A toilet, a sink, being able to straighten out your legs while you're sleeping, I miss the last one most of all. Yes, I have a car, I confirm. Excellent, Mrs. Winchester claps her hands together. I'll provide you with a car seat for Cecilia, of course. She just needs a booster seat. She's not quite at the weight and height level to be without the booster yet. The Academy of Pediatrics recommends. Well, Nina Winchester drones on about the exact height and weight requirements for car seats. I take a moment to glance around the living room. The furnishings is all ultra modern with the latest flat screen television I have ever seen, which I'm sure is high definition and has surround sound speakers built into every nook and cranny of the room for optimal listening experience. In the corner of the room is what appears to be a working fireplace, the mantel littered with photographs of the Winchesters on trips to every corner of the world. When I glance up, the insanely high ceiling glows under the light of the sparkling chandelier. Don't you think so, Millie? Mrs. Winchester is saying. I blink at her. I attempt to rewind my memory and figure out what she had just asked me, but it's gone. Yes, I say. Whatever I agreed to made her very happy. I'm so pleased you think so too. Absolutely, I say more firmly this time. She uncrosses and recrosses her somewhat stocky legs. And of course, she adds, there's the matter of reimbursement for you. You saw the offer in my advertisement, right? Is that acceptable to you? I swallow. The number in the advertisement is more than acceptable. If I were a cartoon character, dollar signs would have appeared in each of my eyeballs when I read the advertisement. But the money almost stopped me from applying for the job. Nobody offering that much money, living in a house like this one, would ever consider hiring me. Yes, I choke out, it's fine. She arches an eyebrow. And you know it's a live-in position, right? Is she asking me if I'm okay with leaving the splendor of the back seat of my Nissan? Right, I know. Fabulous. She tugs at the hem of her skirt and rises to her feet. Would you like a grand tour then? See what you're getting yourself into? I stand up as well. In her heels, Mrs. Winchester is only a few inches taller than I am in my flats, but it feels like she's much taller. Sounds great. She guides me through the house in painstaking detail to the point where I'm worried I got the ad wrong and maybe she's a realtor thinking I'm ready to buy. It is a beautiful house. If I had $4 or $5 million burning a hole in my pocket, I would snap it up. In addition to the ground level containing the gigantic living room and the newly renovated kitchen, the second floor of the house features the Winchesters' master bedroom, her daughter Cecilia's room, Mrs. Winchester's home office, and a guest bedroom that would be straight out of the best hotel in Manhattan. She pauses dramatically in front of the subsequent door, and here it is. She flings the door open. Our home theater. It's a legit movie theater right inside their home. In addition to the oversized television downstairs, this room has several rows of stadium seating, facing a floor-to-ceiling monitor. There's even a popcorn machine in the corner of the room. After a moment, I notice Mrs. Winchester looking at me. waiting for a response. Wow, I say, what I hope is an appropriate enthusiasm. Isn't it marvelous? She shivers with delight. And we have a full library of movies to choose from. Of course, we also have all the usual channels as well as streaming services. Of course, I say. After we leave the room, we come to a final door at the end of the hallway. Nina pauses, her hand lingering on the doorknob. Would this be my room? I asked. Sort of. She turns the doorknob, which creaks loudly. I can't help but notice the wood of this door is much thicker than any of the others. Behind the doorway, there's a dark stairwell. Your room is upstairs. We have a finished attic as well. The dark, narrow staircase is somewhat less glamorous than the rest of the house. And would it kill them to stick a light bulb in there? But of course, I'm the hired help. I wouldn't expect no one to spend as much money on my room as she would on the home theater. At the top of the stairs is a little narrow hallway. Unlike the first floor of the house, the ceiling is dangerously low. I'm not tall by any means, but I almost feel like I need to stoop down. You have your own bathroom. She nods at the door on the left. And this would be your room right here. She flings open the last door. It's completely dark inside until she tugs on a string and the room lights up. The room is tiny. There's no two ways about it. Not only that, but the ceiling is slanted with the roof of the house. The far side of the ceiling only comes about to my waist. Instead of the huge king-size bed in the Winchester's master bedroom with all the armoire and chestnut vanity table, this room contains a small single cot, half-height bookcase, and a small dresser, lit by 2 naked bulbs suspended from the ceiling. This room is modest, but that's fine with me. If it were too nice, it would be a certainty. I'd have no shot at this job. The fact that this room is kind of crappy means that maybe her standards are low enough that I have a teeny tiny chance. But there's something else about this room. Something that's bothering me. Sorry it's small, Mrs. Winchester pulls a frown, but you'll have a lot of privacy here. I walk over to the single window. Like the room, it's small, barely larger than my hand, and it overlooks the backyard. There's a landscaper down there, the same guy I saw at the front, backing at one of the hedges with an oversized set of clippers. So what do you think, Millie? Do you like it? I turn away from the window to look at Mrs. Winchester's smiling face. I still can't quite put my finger on what's bothering me. There's something about this room that's making a little ball of dread form in the pit of my stomach. Maybe it's the window. It looks out on the back of the house. If I were in trouble and trying to get someone's attention, nobody would be able to see me. I could scream and yell all I wanted, and nobody would hear. But who am I kidding? I would be lucky to live in this room. With my own bathroom and an actual bed, where I could straighten out my legs all the way, That tiny cot looked so good compared to my car, I could cry. It's perfect, I say. Mrs. Winchester seemed ecstatic about my answer. She leads me back down the dark stairwell to the second floor of the house. And when I exit the stairwell, I let out a breath. I didn't realize I was holding. There was something about that room that was very scary. But I somehow managed to get this job. I'll get past it easily. My shoulders finally relaxed and my lips are forming another question when I hear a voice from behind us. Mommy. I stopped short and turn around to see a little girl standing behind us in the hallway. The girl has the same light blue eyes as Nina Winchester, except a few shades paler, and her hair is so blonde that it's almost white. The girl is wearing a very pale blue dress, excuse me, trimmed in white lace, and she's staring at me like she can see right through me, right through my soul. Do you know those movies about the scary cult, like creepy kids who could read minds and worship the devil and live in the cornfields or something? Well, if they were casting for one of those movies, this girl would get the part. They wouldn't even have to audition her. They would take one look at her and be like, yes, you are creepy girl number 3. Cece, Mrs. Winchester exclaimed. Are you back already from your ballet lesson? The girl nods slowly. Bella's mom dropped me off. Mrs. Winchester wraps her arms around the girl's skinny shoulders, but the girl's expression never changes. Her pale blue eyes never leave my face. Is there something wrong with me that I am scared of this 9-year-old girl? Like she is going to murder me? This is Millie, Mrs. Winchester tells her daughter. Millie, this is my daughter Cecilia. Little Cecilia's eyes are 2 little pools of the ocean. It's nice to meet you, Millie, she said politely. I say there's at least a 25% chance she's going to murder me in my sleep. If I get this job, but I still want it. Mrs. Winchester peeks her daughter on the top of her blonde head, and then the little girl scurries off to her bedroom. Doubtless, she has a creeper dollhouse in there, where the dolls come to life at night. Maybe one of the dolls will be the one that kills me. Okay, I'm being ridiculous. That little girl is probably extremely sweet. It's not her fault she has been dressed in a creepy Victorian ghost child outfit. And I love kids in general. Not that I have interacted with them much. Once we get back down to the first floor, the tension leaves my body. Mrs. Winchester is nice and normal enough for a lady this rich. And as she chatters about the house and her daughter and the job, I'm only vaguely listening. All I know is this will be a lovely place to work. I would give my right arm to get this job. Do you have any questions, Millie? She asked me. I shake my head. No, Mrs. Winchester. She clicks her tongue. Please call me Nina. If you're working here, I would feel so silly with you calling me Mrs. Winchester. She laughs, like I'm some sort of rich old lady. Thank you, Nina, I say. Her face glows, although that could be the seaweed or cucumber peel or whatever rich people apply to their faces. Nina Winchester is the sort of woman who has regular spa treatments. I have a good feeling about this, Millie. I really do. It's hard not to get caught up in the enthusiasm. It's hard not to feel the glimmer of hope. as she squeezes my rough palm in her baby smooth one. I want to believe that in the next few days, I'll get a call from Nina Winchester offering me the job. But whatever else I can say about Nina, she's no dummy. She's not going to hire a woman to work and live in her home and take care of her child without doing a simple background check. And once she does, I swallow a lump in my throat. Nina Winchester bids a warm goodbye to me at the front door. Thank you so much for coming by, Millie. She reaches out to clasp my hand in hers one more time. I promise you'll be hearing from me soon. I won't. This will be the last time I set foot in that magnificent house. I should never have been here in the first place. I should have tried for a job I had a chance of getting, instead of wasting both of our time here. Maybe something in the fast food industry. The landscaper who I saw from the window in the attic is back on the front lawn. He still has those giant clippers, and he's shaping one of the hedges right in front of the house. He's a big guy wearing a t-shirt that shows off his impressive muscles and just barely hides the tattoos under his arm. He adjusts his baseball cap, and his dark, dark eyes lift briefly from the clippers to meet mine across the lawn. I raise my hand in a greeting. Hi, I say. The man stares at me. He doesn't say hello. He doesn't quit trampling my posies. He just stares at me. Nice to meet you too, I muttered under my breath. I exit the electronic metal gate and encircles the property and trudge back to my car home. I look back one last time at the landscaper in the yard, and he is still watching me. There's something in his expression that sends a chill down my spine. And then he shakes his head, almost imperceptibly, almost like he's trying to warn me. But he doesn't say a word. Oh, creepy already. And that takes us to chapter 2. Ooh, I got the chills just on the first chapter. Ugh, yeah. Mary Jo and Chloe says, Children of the Corn. Yeah, that's just the description in the first chapter. The way they describe the house and the attic, and nobody will see her. Yes, it's definitely going to be a good thriller. Well, I hope you all sleep tight and sweet dreams, and I will see you in the next live.